We have reputable universities now that are studying this phenomenon, and they're telling me, these are universities that have some of the most advanced laboratories. I'm talking to Nobel Prize researchers. They want to change the conversation in medicine. And then today I got a video of somebody being healed remotely. And she's laying there, her cancer went from really bad to nothing. And she videotapes herself when the group works on her. She is laying there and her body is moving all over that floor. It's twisting and turning. There's energy manipulating that body. They're changing the pattern in the field. They don't need the body is the illusion. The tumor is the illusion. That's the hologram. Change the pattern in the field, you change the projection.
Oh yes, I'm back, and I'm back on TikTok.
This is MD in the attic.
Now, what this fine gentleman is telling us is that somehow reputable universities with the best scientists and the most up-to-date modern equipment are validating exorcisms for the cure of cancer. Welcome to TikTok, where everyone seems to be a cancer expert. Let's have a little look at some of the views.
When you're diagnosed with cancer, you're dying from your own tissue waste. There's only one side of chemistry that destroys cells, and that's the acid side of chemistry. Cancer is a highly acidic condition, and your doctors don't even know how to heal it, they just kill more cells. When your immune system can't do its job, that means there's blockages in the way. And your lymph system is a cholesterol-based system, and when do you see cholesterol plaquing? When acid starts building up. Now, if your body's full of acid from all the meat and all the harmful foods that you're eating, guess what it does with that? It has to do something with all the acid and all the waste. So your body puts all that acidic waste in a storage unit in your body. And what would you call a storage room for cellular waste? Tumors. Now you got cancer. Simple fix, you have to cleanse your lymphatic system, which is your sewer system, so it can remove waste from the cells.
Yeah, I think someone needs to go back to school, or maybe go to medical school and actually read a book once in a while. This whole thing about alkalizing the body to get rid of cancer cells, absolute nonsense. And tumours being the depository of bodily waste and toxins. What are these toxins? You see, we get all these purification diets and these detox diets and these stupid things you slap on your feet for foot pad detoxification overnight. What is the chemical constituency of these toxins? What are they called? What are the chemical formulations? Let's have a look at them actually in a test tube. Let's have a look at them under a microscope. What are these toxins they all talk about? These mythical, legendary toxins that get stored in the body. Who knows?
Is to target and eliminate the cancer that's there without causing harm. How do we do that? We do that by, first of all, getting rid of as much as possible all the toxins and all the wastes that has gathered in your body over the years.
If you feel a swelling and you think it's a little tumor, put yourself immediately on a detox, fix your kidneys, get it filtered, get those adrenals up, clean your bowels out, and that'll be gone.
I think the thing that constantly amazes me about these idiots is the flippancy by which they just go, well, all you need to do is put yourself on a detox diet, and cancer will be gone. What the hell is wrong with these people? Do they not understand that cancer is not a thing? It is a terminology that is a whole collection of different disorders. The leukemias, the Hodgkin's, non-Hodgkin's lymphomas, neuroglioblastomas, renal tumours, skin cancer are very, very different propositions from each other. Some cancers are highly systemic and some are very localized. And there is a difference between something that is a malignant or non-malignant tumor. These things are not the same, and often the treatments are radically different according to both the type of tumor, because there are different types of tumor, and the location and form it takes. But these guys have no idea. They just have this loose idea. These are probably the same people that think now that COVID never even existed, and that all of the deaths, all the hospitalizations, all of the people who are now long-term disabled, if not permanently disabled with long COVID, well, they just had a cold. It was just a cold, and the vaccines are bad, and smallpox never existed. Yeah, it's just amazing. I can only assume they're operating from a point of privilege and breathtaking naivety with zero first-hand experience of the condition.
If you have cancer, you must do these 3 things immediately. The first one is to stop sugar altogether. In functional and integrative care, we work with your cancer team to create an inhospitable environment for cancers to grow. Cancers have a lot of insulin receptors and feed on sugar, so we will stop that. Number 2 is to add in a lot more vegetation and a lot more fiber to improve the gut microbiome to help you in your battle and have you ready if you are receiving chemotherapy. And the third one is improving oxygenation, since tumors love an anaerobic environment. So we may need to add in oxygen. We may add in hyperbaric oxygen. We improve exercise for your aerobic capacity, and we might need ozone therapy.
Now, I must confess, I had to look her up. I thought, okay, she's wearing a stethoscope. I don't believe she's going to be a real doctor. She's probably going to turn out to be a weekend chiropractor, because chiropractics are allowed to call themselves doctor, and they normally have DH or DCH on the end of their name. So you know they're not a real doctor. They've just attended a chiropractor course. You can be a doctor of homeopathy as well, and a doctor of osteopathy. Yeah, these are regarded as professions. Efficacy doesn't matter. They're still state-registered professions, but it doesn't mean there's proven efficacy. So I looked her up. She's a fucking doctor. Whenever you see someone with a stethoscope around their neck to remind you that they're an MD, be suspicious.
How to heal cancer, shrink and eliminate tumors, and get yourself out the chemotherapy.
It is very, very important that we realize and know what this cancer thing is, so we can stop going through all these crazy treatments, getting things cut off or removed or radiated or chemoed.
Let's cure cancer within 3 months.
Now, who needs doctors? Who needs an education when all you can do is look on TikTok? And we have all of these experts, whether they're telling you to take soursop, wet moss, whatever it is, whether it's curcumin, whether it's turmeric, whether it's coconut juice or CBD, whether it's faith healing or Jesus, they all have a cure. But what they all share in common, they may not agree on the mechanism by which it's cured, but toxins, alkaline environment, and medicine is bad. Chemo is bad. Radiotherapy is bad. Doctors are bad. They can't cure cancer. They kill you. Everyone dies of chemotherapy. No one ever recovers.
What if I told you that cancer was just another word in the English dictionary, and if we don't give it power, it has no power? Let's take back our power from this meaningless word. Sickness and dis-ease, and naming these symptoms with words like cancer and diabetes and Alzheimer's, is just a scare tactic from the pharmaceutical and medical conglomerates.
There used to be a thing years ago. Don't ever say the word cancer. It's the C word. Or people will be frightened to say it, lest the power of it be a curse upon the person. And that kind of ideology, that kind of folklore, emanates from religion, where you had to be very careful of words, because words had power, and they had a very divine or demonic presence. And so certain words were banned, and they became swear words. And certain words were prohibited because they would be sacrilegious. And so there was lots of spiritual and religious beliefs. That hasn't gone away, it's just changed its form. And now there are literally people who believe that the word cancer is a curse. It's a scare tactic from the major pharmaceutical and the medical industry. A scare tactic. And if we don't give it power, then it doesn't have power. What kind of moron, what kind of absolute breathtaking idiot would actually come to video and actually make that claim? I find it absolutely staggering.
One of the problems with medicine and science is the practitioners of medicine don't know their own science. And the example I give, and for anybody listening to this is your homework assignment. Go to your oncologist, internist, family doctor, and ask him a very simple question. Is cancer a problem of the organization of the water in your body? And they will say either no, or I don't know what you're talking about.
Go to your doctor and ask them, is cancer a disorder of the organization of water in the body? And they won't know what you're talking about. I don't know what he's talking about either. Now, I had to look up Dr. Tom Cowan, and let's have a look who he is. I'm not going to tell you here, just look him up. He used to be a doctor. You might want to look up, why is he not a doctor anymore? Is it because of his radical views? The medical industry is trying to silence him? I'm sure plenty of people will claim that. Have a look for yourselves as to why Dr. Tom Cowan is no longer a board registered doctor.
Siniwataria sumia, siniwataria ti, sinia tukumaia te, sinia ataia, sinia moriata, sinia moriata, muatae, sinia moriata, sinia dai, moria miaria taria taria, sinia moriata, sinia daria taria, moria taria 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 taria, sinia moriata, besimia de, nin